navigation bar is very important for any website to navigate from one page to another page or one page to another website. The navigation bar is very important to implement. So navigation bars is nav bars is very important, and nav bars navigation bars is two types of navigations, in CSS. You can implement two types of navigations. First one is vertical, and second one is horizontal navigations. Okay, horizontal. To implement vertical navigations, we need to use anchor tag. A tag is must and should, and after that need to write some CSS properties to implement uh, vertical navigation bars. So I will show the one example. So these are vertical navigation bars, and this is the horizontal navigation bar. To implement this type of navigation bars, we need to write some CSS properties and HTML we need. To implement these concepts, first we need to implement one HTML document. Vertical navigation bars, doc type, HTML, starting tag and end tag, and head section, and body. In body we need to take navigation element in HTML and another list. Navigation element, starting tag and end tag. For every element there is starting tag and end tag, and next another list to implement list items. This is the ID for another list. ID is navigation. So li list item in another list, starting tag and end tag, and in this we need to take anchor tag and href equal to just home dot html form, and next about us. Next link is products or services, anything you can use, otherwise contact us. About us, contact us. And one more link, products. You contact us. So save this form. Vertical navigation. Vertical.html. In CSS folder, we have vertical navigation. Form is there. And next, in header section, we need to write CSS properties. So use style element to write CSS properties. So first of all, we need to fix the width for navigation. UL element hash navigation. Okay, this is the ID selector. UL element. So UL element with the navigation ID. Okay, for ID selector, using hash symbol, and width 12%. Okay, navigation width. And next, for list items, navigation li. So this is for another list. Okay, with ID navigation li. So we have li element in another list. So for this list items, to apply for this list items styles, write like this: list style, none. And next, background color for list items. Background color is some or light gray. You can use color codes or names, but real time you need to use only color codes. Like color code is hash 039. And next, border top 1 pixel. Solid is the single line border, and border also same color code. And next, text ln, left. And next, margin is 0. So save this and run this example. So just background color, and only background color is applied and width applied. So we need to implement like this. Okay, so only background color is applied and width also applied. And next CSS is another list with ID navigation LIA. This is for anchor tags. Okay, so A tag is not closed here. For this anchor tag we need to write A element in LI list and another list. So there is a order. So order list LI A. So here also order list with ID navigation LI, after that anchor tag. So display block, and next padding, 0.25 em, and next text decoration, is here hyphen, text decoration none, and border right 1 pixel border, and color is border color, right side border color is some 39F border color, and next border bottom, 1 pixel bottom, and solid same border bottom also 39F. So run this example. Okay, we have border bottom applied here for list items. Okay, border right and border bottom applied, and next CSS a colon link. This is for visitor link and normal link. For visitor links, color is slash triple F, and next whenever when you hover on any menu, a colon hover, and active, the color is #00, and next hover, background color is background color, Save this and run this example. So the text color is white and mouse, okay, whenever mouse hover on particular link element, the background color is changing, okay, based on a colon hover. Okay, any link element, whenever mouse hover on particular link, the background color is white, and when you visit any link, the particular text color is also white color. And okay, just to home and about us, contact us, products. So this is the our vertical menu, and number of examples also is there. Okay, to implement like this, we need to write one more number of CSS. So these are the CSS. So just have taken only home, about us, contact us, products, CSS, only these four links. Therefore these four links written CSS classes, okay, about us, home, contact us, products. So this is the vertical menu. In real time we can use vertical menus like this is our application in Cybersys. For this application I have implemented vertical menu like this, where services, settings, okay, HR management. So these are all our vertical menu. So you can implement like this using CSS styles. For horizontal navigation bars, okay, this is the real-time example for horizontal navigation bar, okay, and this is for vertical navigation bars. So we can use based on our client requirement. Okay, navigation bars are vertical navigation or horizontal navigation. Vertical menu we need to write like this CSS, and for horizontal navigation bars, this is horizontal navigation bar. So implement first HTML form, doc type HTML, and a header tag, and next body tag. So this is the basic for any HTML form. Okay, HTML tag, doc type HTML tag, head section, and body. So always body and head section in HTML tag. So here is the HTML starting tag, and here is the HTML ending tag. For horizontal navigation bars, implement the same another list ul id equal to navigation list items, list item. In list item, starting tag and end tag. In list item we have anchor tag. For this anchor tag, href is for path of another page, like a home.html form. When you click on this particular link, it will redirect to home page. And next, about us. So this is the text, and the href is the path for particular form. About us. And next, like products. So this is the example. Some 3 links navigation menu. In head section, use style element. Here using element selector unordered list. For unordered list style type none. Style type none. And next margin 0 and padding also 0. And next list item based on element selector list item display inline. Display inline. So save this form like a horizontal.html form. Okay, home, about us, products. So these links are displayed in side by side. If you remove this CSS like for li display inline, so the link items, the list items display like this. If you use display inline property, you can display in side by side one by one. And next CSS property, another list with the navigation ID. Float left and padding 0 and margin also 0. And background color some 039 background color codes. So CSS HTML color codes these are. And next width is 80%. And next L with the navigation ID. Navigation ID. In another list we have LA element. So for this LA element, display inline. Save this form and run. So these forms are home, about us, products. So these links are displaying here, but we need to write some CSS to display. Text color is white. Okay, text color is white, and some text decoration, okay, and paddings and border. EL element with the navigation ID. LI element. In L element we have anchor tag. So for this anchor tag, text color is text decoration. Text decoration is none. So text decoration is, so it will remove the underline for links. Okay, text decoration is none. So if you remove this CSS property, so underline will display here. Okay, if you use text decoration none, so underlines is not displayed here. And next CSS property, padding, not 25 em, and next 1 em, and next border top border 1 pixel, and color is hash 39F color code, and border style is solid border style. And next border right, is 1 pixel border and a solid border style and the same border style color, hash 39F. And next border bottom also same. So use CSS same, just change this border bottom. Save this and refresh this page. Okay, borders is displayed like this. And next a colon link comma a colon visited. For this text color is white color, so F is white color code. Refresh this page. So home, about us, and the products. So this is the horizontal navigation bar. So you can implement like this also using some CSS properties. So do these two tasks for today: navigations, horizontal navigation and vertical navigation bar. So 2 tasks for today. So these are navigation bars, very important for any application. If you want to develop any application, so this navigation bars is very important to redirect from one page to another page. and two types of navigation bars is available: vertical navigation bars and horizontal navigation bars. So this is the horizontal navigation bar, and previous example is vertical navigation bar. So we can implement a number of styles for this vertical navigation and horizontal navigation bars. So search in Google and do two examples. One is horizontal and one more is vertical navigation bars. So just type in Google. Okay, vertical navigation bars, navigation menu, CSS. We have number of CSS styles is there. So CSS menu maker is the very important website. So you can find number of CSS styles menus. In menu we have drop down, okay, vertical, okay, flyout, horizontal and tab. So these are all number of types, five types of menus. So drop down list, drop down menu. These are all horizontal navigations, and these are horizontal navigation bars and vertical navigation bars. When you click on this menu, it will show number of horizontal navigation bars. And one more concept is image gallery. So to implement any image to display number of images like image gallery. So in Facebook or Google Images we have real-time examples. So to display album, okay, images like album, we need to write some CSS properties to implement like image albums, okay, like a gallery. So this image gallery to display number of images. So the image gallery like Facebook image albums or Google Images. Okay, Google Images display like when you type okay, flowers. So these image albums, the image gallery display like this. So like this you can implement using CSS properties. For this, first of all, create one HTML document, doc type HTML. HTML starting tag, ending tag, and header tag, and next body. To implement any HTML document, you can use Notepad or Coffee Cup HTML editor or Dreamweaver. So we have number of editors is there, Sublime Text. So you can use any editor to implement HTML documents. Here I am using only Notepad. And we need to implement some HTML like images. Okay, we can take image control. Okay, use one div element and div starting tag and ending tag. For any element we have starting tag, ending tag. In the starting tag use image element to display images, and source is image path, and alternate text alt attribute. So this attribute also important. Okay, image 1 alternate text. If you don't have any image in source, this alternate text will display. And next, image height. Image height is some 90 pixels, and width equal to 100 pixel width. And next, to display the image description in bottom of image, just one more div element and image description. Okay, div element. In div element we have image element and div element. For this is for display image description. And we can start CSS properties here in style tag. Dot image. Dot image is image class. This is class. This class is for image. Okay, div element class is image. And next, CSS properties here. Padding 5 pixel, and next border is 2 pixel solid, and the border color is just you can use some border color. And margin also 5 pixel. And height auto height, and width also same auto. And margin, padding, border, and height, width. And next, text align. Text align is center. Next, float is left, and width 25% width. So save this form. Okay, image gallery, gallery.html form. Image gallery. So this is our form. So image gallery. So border color is color 2 pixel, and we don't have image path also. So image displaying like this. So we need to take image path from pictures, in pictures we have first image dot jpg. Save this and run. Okay, image displaying here. And one more class is dot image class. Okay, image class we have image element. Okay, in image class we have image element. So for this image, display inline, and next margin 5 pixel, and border is 1 pixel, and solid, and for image uh, light gray color. So save this. So image border is light gray, or we can use hash 00. Okay, light gray is okay, fine. And the next CSS is uh, image for description dot desc. We can use class here, class equal to description dsc. For this description text element is center, and next font weight or width is 100 pixel, and margin 5 pixel. Save this and run this example. So text element is center line, center, and image height and width, and image class. So to display number of images, just we can copy and paste the HTML code. Okay, how many images you want to display? So place this, paste, and refresh this page. So like this we can display number of images like a gallery. Okay, and we can set the image gallery image for width also. This is div width. Width is not taking here. Image border. Already width here. So, and auto height. So you can change the width like this. Okay, 10 pixel. 10% and refresh this page. So images are displayed in side by side based on CSS properties. Okay, display inline property and float left. So if you remove this float left, the images are displayed uh, one by one. Okay, use float and width and next display inline. Okay, these are the important CSS properties to implement CSS gallery. And one more task is implement one example like image gallery like a Facebook or Google. And another concept is opacity in CSS, opacity or transparency. To display any images or any HTML elements in opacity, use opacity property in CSS to display transparent opacity or transparent images or image transparent elements. Okay, so for create transparent images with the CSS, use opacity property to display transparent images or transparent elements. Okay, transparency. Use opacity property to display transparent images. Opacity property take values from 0 to 1. So opacity takes the values from 0 to 1. So we can give values like 0.56, okay, or 0.1, okay, like 0.9. So like this we can give the opacity values. The example is doc type HTML form. And body. Suppose we have one example image is there to display that particular image in transparent image. So use opacity property. So suppose we have one image and the source equal to some particular image path and width equal to 200 pixel and height also 200 pixel and alternate text just image1. You can give the image name here for alternate text and closing tag. Image path penguins image path dot jpg. So to display this image in transparency, write CSS properties, use style tag. These styles, you can place this style tag in head section or body section also. Okay, in body section also we can write the CSS styles. I am using image element selector, image opacity 0.6. Okay, 0.6. So save this. Save this as image opacity dot html. So save this every file with the .html extension. Okay, image opacity. So run this example. So image is displaying some opacity. Okay, not displaying fully opacity. If you give here 0.4 and image opacity is like this, when your mouse hover on that particular image, okay, image opacity displaying full width, full opacity, image colon hover opacity is 1.0. Okay, 1.0 or 1. Save and refresh this page. Here 0.4. So image opacity displaying 0.4. Whenever mouse hover on particular image, the opacity displaying image displaying in full opacity. Whenever mouse out from image opacity and 0.4. Again our mouse hover on particular image opacity full opacity. And one more concept is and I will explain remaining concepts for tomorrow. There is a number of features in CSS3 like rounded corners, borders. Okay, CSS3 rounded corners and rounded corner images and paginations and animations. So using CSS we can implement the animations also. So I will explain tomorrow these concepts.